Okay? Am I audible? Let me know. Watch me little. Feel sleepy? So I can speak a little bit Malayalam, but my mother tongue is Tamil, so I will use English to be able to understand. Okay, so I have my friend Sadal. If not there is a doubt or anything, he will translate. Okay? So just to understand, how many of you actually finished your 10th standard? 10th standard. Okay. Okay. 10th standard particularly 8 people. So 12th standard, how many of you finished your 12th? Okay, quite a few. Very nice. Graduates. Oh, so we do have a couple of us. Nice. Oh. So the topic, I don't know whether you can read it. Overseas education, scholarship, job opportunities. Okay. So predominantly 10th student are under that. 12th. So for you, maybe it is little long term. And for the UG guys, it's very medium. So I'm going to cover the ground in terms of the macro aspect of the topic. Okay? So now, first of all, I want to ask you, maybe graduate fellows here, why you want to study abroad? Before I sell my ideas, I want to know from you, why you want to study abroad? What's your name?
It's basically because of the culture difference that I really wanted to explore all those things, and also the improved level of education system, and also education systems during COVID. So I really want to go there.
Don't all my boys want to do that? Okay, give a big hand to Anika. Okay, can I have my friend? Can you just, I don't know if the mic will come there. Yeah, please. Your name and why you want to study abroad, and do you have any plans of studying abroad?
My name is Sainika.
You, okay.
Actually, I don't have any plans of
Assets. Assets. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know whether this process is going to change, but I don't have the
Absolutely.
but let's see.
Let's see. So, what's your UG?
I am actually graduated in English literature.
English literature. Very nice. Very nice. Give a big hand to us. Thank you. Okay, so I will keep it very simple. I think my friend Anika has mentioned what are the reasons why you want to study abroad. So certainly, as you mentioned, there are different reasons. Now you are at the right age, I would say, rather than the UG and PG, the 10th and 12th. It's a very crucial time. I think in the morning you had experts like Zacharias and all those people are telling you all the different options. So when it comes to your higher education, what abroad education offer you? So there are quite a few options: US, UK, Australia. By the way, last year, Calicut, India, 15, almost 15 lakhs, 1.5 million people had gone for abroad education. Kochi stands as the second city, in Kerala. Kerala is the second largest exporter of students. Those days, Kerala used to export a lot of spices, but now a lot of talented students. Right? So why these people go abroad? There are a lot of, you must be wondering why they want to go abroad. What is the reason they are trying to explore these options? So number one, see, India is a very big country. Population, population. Okay. Jana Sankhya is very high. So what happened for any exam, bank exam, you take about IT exam, in Bihar, if you go to military, for example, there is an exam for that. I think we're talking about the military related stuff here. So you have a lot of competition. So currently job opportunities are there, but there are a lot of people chasing for those opportunities. So number one, too much competition for few opportunities. The second one, see, for example, maybe in 12th standard, you like science, but you also like humanities. In India, we have a very, like for example, the assembly line concept of education. What is assembly line? Okay, let me look higher. Okay, to talk about it. So you study, in the 10th standard, you score some marks. 12th, they segregate into a science batch, a commercial, commerce, different stream. then you can only go into that. So you can't marry science plus humanities. Whereas in UK, US, you are allowed a lot of flexibility. Korean flexibility. So science padikam, literature padikam. So you can actually combine these your strengths and interests. So flexibility in terms of courses, academic pedigree, very high in these countries. Okay. So in India, for example, I have done my engineering. And what I do, electronics and communication. You ask me to leave for fan if you say I can't do. Because what I do, 80% I study theory. Korea, overtime. Right? If you memorize, then you reproduce. You are not a memory machine. But unfortunately, that is the story. Right? So when you go to abroad, there are a lot of practical. You are asked to do practical work, take 20% theory. So those students who hate memorizing, this is your good chance to escape. So practical oriented education in abroad. So that's very, very critical for people who like to do things. You will enjoy. In fact, that is the reason why we see one of the bright kind of people in the say US, she's going for a MS. Sometimes the very bright guy from Indian system may not be able to sustain because the more practical you are, the better student you would be in those countries. Okay? So those who have this idea, I have less marks, I'm not so good at memorizing, maybe that is an environment where you can try. Or natural talent very sharp okay? So you need to be exploring those options. So as I mentioned, opportunities, flexibility in your higher education. So you could talk about US, so many options. Now the third part, as Adira rightly mentioned, suppose you want to go, you have a dream. In the like, oh, I want to go and I want to Calicut, I want to live there. Now, after your PG, you do one degree and you go and settle. Almost your initial 25 years, if they settle, you have grown. Again, mingling and settling down takes a lot of time. Whereas you're retiring for work. I'm not saying PG is bad. I'm just saying there are chances the earlier you reach these destinations. There is something called immersion. What is immersion? Suppose I live in Kerala for 5 years, eating this food, watching these situations. So I absorb certain qualities that make going native. There is one place. So you go and live a place 5 years, then you become part of that system. So it is easy for you to go and settle down. Then by 5 years or 6 years, you can go and do the job which normally the foreigners will not do. For example, you want to be in sales. Typically in UK and US, the Americans who are born and brought up, they're in sales, but you are interested. So you can't just go and do 1 year degree and be in sales. Maybe 5 or 6 years, you can be in sales. Then you become part of it. So immersion, getting a chance to become more like the native naturalization, they call it. So those process is possible with higher education option. The other important thing, I think is very important in this generation, like, just to give you my background, 1980, right? We were born in 1980s. So from our younger days, I studied in a government school. So you go to school on your own, nobody's there to pick you up. You come back, manage everything on your own. But now the kids they're really pampered, and one safety. So what happened? You become dependent mentally. You can't take a decision. There is a small failure, you get frustrated. Unfortunately, the younger generation can't handle failure because they are always protected. Right? I think people from India can vouch for this. So what these countries, when you go abroad, what happens? You learn to manage money. I think that is an important skill you don't learn from your home. Everything they give you money, pocket money, this money, that money. So when you go abroad, you have to manage the money. Right? So those countries forget about or a rich family or a poor family, all of them work part-time. It's a culture. Whatever culture. So part-time 20 hours in the US, for example. So when you do that job, you learn to manage money. That is the essential skill, right? So all those kind of cultural strengths, those things you will get in this overseas education. And I think more than anything else, that experience opens your mind. ஒரு திருஷ்டி விசாலமாகும். Okay? So that is very, very, very important. You expand your horizon. So you see the change of literature, what they do, through writing they expand your mind. Similarly, this living experience will expand your mind. Okay? So I think it's worth living. We all live one life, so you better go and explore. So this is what I would say the macro and apart from money. I think this is important, end of the day, Sambhagyam is important. Right? Now, typically, I know maybe the graduates can tell me, what is the typical salary of a fresher who passes for maybe college? Normal salary. 40K, okay, that's really good. So, 40K, assume 40K, Maybe IT guys say 40K, but if you go to any traditional job, 20K, 25K. Now, suppose you want a lifestyle of, I want to earn lakhs, maybe around 4 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs at the very beginning. So typically in India, normally, see, I'm not talking to people who are very bright in IITs, normal व्यक्ति, right? So you join a job, 40,000, maybe next year you are doing extremely well, your manager will give you promotion, then maybe 60,000. Then by the time you give 60, you get married, then expenses becomes more. Then again you build a house, EMI, you buy a car. Then again another 2 years, you struggle and come to maybe around 80,000. By the time you reach 3 lakh level, you already start growing silver hair, and again, the kind of time you invested is at least minimum 7 or even 10 years. In some cases, some jobs, it's not even possible. You can't earn that. For example, teachers in a private college, is it possible for them to earn in lakhs? Never. Unless they run a tuition center or some kind of neat coaching, So those options are ruled out. Now, when it comes to abroad education, I think it's important. I know they sound really cheap, but again, money is important. So you go to any of these countries, UK, US, New Zealand, Australia for the matter, the very reasonable salary from a reasonable college, if you convert, of course, the conversion is there. That 3.5 lakh in US is not equal to 3.5 lakh in India. I understand that. But again, the kind of lifestyle, the growth you have, that is the reason. I think I want to tell you something very important, if you understand. I don't know how many of you know who is the CEO of Google. Who's the CEO? Huh? Yeah, very good. Sundar Pichai, very nice. So who is the CEO of Microsoft? I think you're all, she's looking there, thinking I'll ask a question. I understand anything. Windows computer? Okay. So who's the CEO of Microsoft? Satya Nadella, right? So Adobe used to say Adobe, who is the CEO of founder, in fact, Shantanu Gupta. So I mean, if you look at most of the top CEOs of the companies, primarily they are Indians. Yeah? And there is always a question: why these people, when they are in India, they seem to be okay, but when they go to this abroad, they seem to be growing very faster. There is a sociology. I don't know. Some of you might have studied sociology. In sociology, there is a truth. Whenever a person is put in an environment which is completely new, ஒரு புதிய சூழ்நிலை ஒரு व्यक्ति இருக்கும் பொழுது, their senses becomes much more active. They get stimulated in mind, and they always. That is the reason in US, for example, Silicon Valley, you will have a guy who is in the. I've been a couple of times to US. You see very well dressed guys asking for money. I want $1 in San Diego or San Jose. Now, there's one guy from some rural village in okay, my voice is louder. Yeah. So from rural village, you go there, study 1 year, 5 years down there, you will start a company. Same place, same opportunities, same situation. One guy remains a lifelong beggar of the street. There's another guy who is coming as integration. So if you look at US, for example, Fortune 500 companies, at least 30%. At least 30% are started by immigrants. So there is something in the immigrants' mind. It is scientifically proven. When you are putting in a good situation in the home, your capabilities becomes much more active. Okay? So do you want to exploit that? That's the important question you will ask yourself. Okay? So that is the reason, no wonder these guys are so successful in those countries. So I all the great leaders from Jawaharlal Nehru, Gandhi, they all studied in Division, right? I mean, they studied in England and all those things. So there is something in abroad education that brings out the best in you. Okay? So please allow an opportunity. Okay? And that is a possibility. I'm sure there are some bad examples, but again, 98% you will actually try. Okay? So there are so many good reasons I can go on say it, but I don't want to waste your time. So these are the possibilities of an abroad education. Now, I know I can read this mind. Sir, it's very costly, very expensive. You know, who will give me the money? But not many people know this secret. I'm telling you guys. Gone are the days where only if you have money, you can go to US or UK or Australia. It's all past. Right now, if you have the desire and you have the part, of course, if you're not done 10th or 12th, you can't go and study. Obviously, those minimum things you are done. But other than that, money will never be a barrier. There's one barrier. Only the mental barrier. Okay? നിങ്ങളുടെ മാനസിക തടയിലെ നിങ്ങൾ നീക്കണം. Okay? So you need to remove that mental barrier so that you can focus. That is the primary point. Even before you desire for an abroad education, you stop yourself because it's not for me. You know, I come from a village, or maybe my parents are not educated. You know, I can tell you thousands of examples. A person sitting in Qualcomm, the senior manager, they come from a very normal village. They studied in a vernacular Malayalam medium, Tamil medium, you know. There are several such examples. It is just your desire, very important. Next thing, okay, sir, I have desire, but desire will give me the money. You can't obviously do it. But there are ways. There are scholarships. I don't know how many of you know this. There are two kinds of scholarships available for people from 10th and 12th and engineering, whatever you want to do. One is merit-based. What is merit-based? 95%. If you're 98%, you know you're on the top of the class. You're extremely bright. No problem. We can get the scholarship for you, right? And there is a need-based scholarship. What is the need? So this guy is good, but the family is in a very dire situation. Okay? So those, when the train go, yeah. So need-based scholarship. Yeah, so, yes. Tata, for example. Tata, really, Tata Birla. So Tata provides every year 20 full scholarship, starting from your dress, every single thing. You know, they give you for 20 students on a need basis. They don't look at primarily about your merit. Merit is there, that's the minimum thing. But if you apply with the right credentials, they will give you a full 100% funded scholarship. Case in Mahindra, this again the same Mahindra group, they provide need-based scholarship. Apart from this, there are other people. For example, last year, India finished, I think, the 75 years. Further, the British Council and IDP had given some kind of scholarship to mark that relationship. Right? So there are so many scholarships are available. Apart from these scholarships, colleges, when you apply, the Vice Chancellor scholarship. Again, at least not fully. 100% scholarship or 50%, 60% fees waiver. Okay? So scholarships are there. Only thing is you need to open your mind and see. Okay? So if you really want to know into details about the debt and everything, we have Sanal here. I think we have an office here, Blue Stack. I think you can get the details later. So he will be able to give you all those guidelines. Okay? So scholarships are there to help you. Financial barrier is no longer a problem. Even without collateral bank or loan to the property. Even without those property, there are banks which can give you loan. The government of India has given such an instruction to these banks. Okay? So financial barrier, full barrier, it is a problem you have to deal with. Okay? Number one. Then the next question, obviously, what would be the next? My friend is an English person. Sir, this is GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, custom exams, how to clear it. Obviously, these exams are not very difficult, but again, I understand it could be a problem. Now, ideally, you should be able to write because you're studying English from your school days. First standard, you're studying English. So you should be able to score But even without IELTS, for example, I'll take US. In US, there are 1,500 plus colleges are there. Good college. In US, almost 1,200, 300 good colleges are available. In that, only 20% of the colleges are asking for GRE. GRE, well, when you finish your engineering or any other discipline, GRE, you have to write. Out of 340, you have to score somewhere 300 plus to get a decent university. IELTS out of 9, you will score anywhere from 6.5 to 6 or 7, whatever. Now, there are universities, I said for 20%, 200 or 300 universities, you expect GRE, TOEFL, IELTS. But there are 800 universities, good universities. They don't want all the score mandatory. If it is there, they will accept it. Because they believe one score alone is not an indicator of your performance. Right? Because they have seen many cases. That is possible also. So don't think this language barrier per se is the reason for you not trying abroad education. And if you're interested, coaching services are being provided. Either you can study on your own, if you're interested, you can come down to the center, they will be able to guide you. Okay, so number two, language barrier is gone. The third is about, I don't know anything about what course I should study. We are there to help you out. Typically from India, we see students going for engineering, STEM programs they call it, science, technology, engineering, management. And in the management program, for example, B English literature, you can do an MBA, supply chain management. Maybe in India, if you go to apply, they'll ask you, you are UG is English, why you want to do supply chain? But in those countries, you have to just justify the reason why you want to do supply chain, they'll accept. Okay? So there are multiple options. Management, supply chain related, logistics related, operation, hospitality, so many options. Other than that, you also have healthcare. Many Indians, especially from Kerala, they all go for healthcare related, nursing, all those kind of courses because it's very, very. If you do nursing, for example, and write a OET exam, you can easily settle down in UK. Even for an engineer to settle down in UK is difficult. For a nurse, it's very easy. And we see many students traveling to UK and settling it down. Okay, so healthcare, management, engineering, lot of options. I don't want to go very deeply into those things. So those challenges also we can help you out. And the final thing is visa. Sometimes the visa process can be a little tricky. So there are people to guide you and do all those things. So don't think about the barrier. If you have any questions, you can always ask offline. So it is only with desire. It is important. Okay. So I don't take much time. So the last point I want to tell you is you need to kind of design your strength. What you really want to do, because my topic is about opportunities. So there are phenomenal opportunities. I'm telling you, the country which we are talking about is growing very fast, but only challenge they have is they don't have many people. See, our country is growing in population. Their country is coming down in population, but their economy is so big. Only old people, so they need young bloods. So I think it's your chance to do the right thing and grab those opportunities. I think there is a saying in English: the grass is always greener in the other side of the pasture. It is true. The grass is greener. You must always go out of your home, make money, and experience the world. Then you can come down and do whatever you want. Okay. So I think that is what I want to tell you. Unless you have any questions, I can answer those questions. Any questions, ma'am? No questions. Okay. Okay. So any doubts, anything you want to ask? I have my colleagues here. They can very well share. So, by the way, just to give you a background, we have an office here. We are from Bluesland. We are primarily into overseas education. We do the entire end-to-end process, starting from grade 10. If you want to go for the UG, we help. And even some cases where people want to go for like a schooling level, we also help. PG, higher education, we take care of the entire financial side, visa side, the whole guidance. So we'll be more than happy to help you. We have some of the brochures and the forms there. You can fill in if you're interested, and we can also give you the forms. I wish you all the best. I'm sure this session would have been much more useful to you. So any questions you could ask, otherwise we are good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Guys, you can just give those pamphlets, and of course you can hand over this form. And any questions, folks? We covered job opportunities, we covered why overseas, and we covered the scholarship in a very brief way. Any questions? No questions? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. I think it's a great opportunity. I would like to thank the management and my fellow presenters and my colleagues Vishwa and others for giving this opportunity. And we are really looking forward. In case you have any questions, we'll guide you. No money is asked. It's a free guidance we give you. So please feel free to get in touch with us. Our office is which place, Sanal? Nadakavu, is it? Bhavani Road. Okay, I think the address is there. So please walk in and talk to us. Okay, thank you so much. All the best. God bless you.
Any doubts? Please. Family വിതരണം ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് എങ്കിലും ആരുടെയും മനസ്സിൽ സംശയം രണ്ട് രീതിയിൽ ഇല്ലാതിരിക്കാം. ഒന്ന് എല്ലാം മനസ്സിലാകുന്ന സംശയം ഉണ്ടാവില്ല, മറ്റൊന്ന് ഒന്നും മനസ്സിലായിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിലും സംശയം ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. ഏതാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്കെല്ലാം മനസ്സിലായതുകൊണ്ടാണ് സംശയം ഇല്ലാതിരിക്കുന്നത് എന്നാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നത്. അതായത് ഈ നല്ല ക്ലാസ് എടുത്തതിന് മോഹൻ സാറിനും അവരുടെ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിൽ നിന്നുള്ള മറ്റ് സഹപ്രവർത്തകർക്കും നിങ്ങളുടെ പേരിലും ഞങ്ങളുടെ സംഘടനയായ കാലിക്കറ്റ് സൈനിക കൂട്ടായ്മയുടെ പേരിലും നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു സർ. നമ്മള് വെല്ലു പോകുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ നേരത്തെ ആരൊന്ന് പാട്ട് അറിയുന്ന ആളുണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. ആളൊന്ന് പാട്ട് പഠിക്കണം നമുക്ക് അല്ലേ? ആരായിരുന്നു? നമുക്ക് ഈ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഒന്നുകൂടി മലയാളത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് വീട്ടിൽ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലാവാത്ത പ്രശ്നമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്നുള്ള സംശയമുണ്ട്. അല്പകാര്യങ്ങൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ സനൽ സാർ എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. സനൽ സാർ കുറച്ച് നേരം നിങ്ങളോട് സംസാരിക്കും. ഇതിനുവേണ്ടി അദ്ദേഹത്തെ ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു.
ചോദിക്കാനോ മലയാളത്തിൽ ഞാൻ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഞാൻ അന്വേഷണം കോഴ്സ് നമ്മൾ തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കണം അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ടുകൾ ഡയറക്റ്റ് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ഓഫീസിലോട്ട് വരാം. കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്, കർണാടക എന്ത് ഡൗട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ഡയറക്റ്റ് വരാം. ഇപ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്നോട് ഡയറക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ സിംഗിളായിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടോ?
പാർട്ടി പരിഗണിക്കും.
ശേഷം അവരുടെ പെർഫോമൻസ് പോലെ നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ എന്താണോ ചെയ്യുന്നത് പോലെ നിങ്ങൾ നല്ല രീതിയിൽ അവിടെ പഠിച്ചിറങ്ങിയ 100% നിങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കുക management normally 1 to 5 years അത് നമ്മൾ അതാണ് ഇൻക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. എന്താണ് കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്, നമ്മുടെ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ എന്താണ്, അതൊക്കെ മനസ്സിലാക്കി അവിടെ സ്കോളർഷിപ്പ് പാരൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. നോർമലി ലൈഫ് അതാണ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ. സെപ്റ്റംബർ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് ചില
Thank you, sir. Okay. ഈ സക്കറിയ സാറിന്റെ നമ്പർ ഒന്ന് എല്ലാവരും സക്കറിയ സാർ നേരത്തെ ക്ലാസ്സിലത്തെ സക്കറിയ സാറിന്റെ നമ്പറാണ് 9747462586. I repeat, 9747462586. Noted? Okay. നമ്മളോട് ഇതുവരെ സമയം ചെലവഴിച്ച ആവണമെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്കൊരു പാട്ട് പാടുന്നതാണ്. നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും വേണ്ടി ആസ്വദിക്കാൻ നിങ്ങൾ തിരിഞ്ഞു പോകാം. Thank you, Lord. നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയാനോ പാട്ട് പാടാനോ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ? ഇല്ല. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് അവസാനിപ്പിക്കാം അല്ലേ? അപ്പൊ ഇന്ന് രാവിലെ കുറിച്ച് നേരം ക്ലാസ് ഇവിടെ ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും അല്ലെ? ആഗ്രഹിച്ച കുറെ കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും അല്ലെ? അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ ചെറിയൊരു ഒന്നോ രണ്ടോ ആളുകളുടെ ഒരു ചെറിയൊരു റിവ്യൂ നടത്തുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കൂടി അതിന്റെ സന്തോഷമാകും. അപ്പൊ അതിനുവേണ്ടി ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വളരെയായിട്ട് മുന്നോട്ട് വന്ന് ഈ പരിപാടിയെ പറ്റി ചെറിയൊരു അവലോകനം നടത്തണമെന്ന് അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു. പ്ലീസ്.
First of all, thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful class that we had now. And in a നല്ല information ആയിരുന്നു പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. പിന്നെ എല്ലാ ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ കാണാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. അവരുടെ ഒരു അഡീഷണൽ പങ്കാളിത്തത്തിന് വലിയൊരു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു. പിന്നെ കാണുന്ന കുട്ടികൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും നല്ല ഇൻഫർമേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് എല്ലാ മറ്റുള്ള കുട്ടികളാണ്. Glad that our first so that's it. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Arekundu yes, please.
That's how I got into this. And even one thing we മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ കാര്യം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ which I thought was the end was actually not. So there was much more to discover. ആ ഒരു കാര്യം എനിക്ക് ഇവിടെ വന്നതിന് ശേഷമാണ് ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങോട്ടേക്ക് വരുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ എനിക്ക് പെർട്ടിക്കുലർലി അബ്രോഡ് എന്നുള്ളൊരു വേർഷൻ so the limited infrastructure or the limited engineering out of the box things here it's a organization ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി തന്നത് വളരെ ഏറെ നന്ദി. എൻ്റെ പ്രശ്നത്തിന് എല്ലാവരും every source and everyone whoever came എല്ലാവർക്കും thanks a lot.
Thank you. ആർക്കെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയാൻ എന്ത് പറയാനുണ്ടെങ്കിലും വിമർശനാത്മകമായിട്ട് പറയാനെങ്കിലും അത് പറയാം. നല്ല കാര്യങ്ങൾ തന്നെ പറയണം എന്ന് നിർബന്ധമൊന്നുമില്ല. നിങ്ങളുടെ മനസ്സിൽ എന്താണോ തോന്നുന്നത് തുറന്നു പറയാനുള്ള അവസരമാണ്. എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയാനെങ്കിൽ വരാം. ആക്കും പ്ലീസ്. അപ്പൊ ഇല്ലാന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഹാപ്പിയാണെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. കൊച്ചുവേണ്ടത് പരിപാടി അവസാനിക്കുകയാണ്. രാവിലെ മുതൽ ഞങ്ങളോടൊപ്പം നിങ്ങളുടെ ചെലവഴിച്ച എല്ലാവർക്കും വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്കും അവരോടൊപ്പം വന്ന രക്ഷിതാക്കൾക്കും ഇവിടെ ക്ലാസ് എടുക്കാൻ വന്ന ഫെസിലിറ്റി ആളുകൾക്കും എല്ലാവർക്കും നിങ്ങളുടെ സംഘടനകളുടെ പേരിൽ നന്ദി അറിയിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പരിപാടി ഇവിടെ അവസാനിച്ചതായി അറിയിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു ഓൾ.
എല്ലാവരും ഫോൺ നമ്പർ പർച്ചേസ് ആ ഫോം ഫിൽ ചെയ്തിട്ട് റിട്ടേൺ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്.